I'm just kidding. The hurricane been passed. Hey man, if you was in Florida, South Florida, Central Florida, anywhere that this hurricane going through, I hope y'all safe. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all power. If your power went out, hopefully your power came back. Hopefully you didn't get flooded. Hopefully your car didn't get flooded. Cause I've seen some videos. It was not looking good. Me, I was straight. Matter of fact, I even had to work. But I hope y'all was good. You know what I'm saying? And y'all here right now watching this video a couple days later. So today we have Jordan Peterson breaks down crying and the internet cheered. Now, I have not seen this video at all. But this is Alba and Preach reacting to it, so we're going to see what I think. I bet. Starting now.
Quickly, the film director Olivia Wilde has a new movie out, which she says is based on you, this insane man, this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel community. Incel being these weirdo loner men who are despicable.
Yeah, they do that a lot, bro, because I fought with Jordan Peterson. He be spitting. I don't think I agree with him all the time. Off the top of my head, I can't think of something I disagree with him on, but it's not like I watch that nigga videos every day. Nigga ain't my pops. You know what I'm saying? But of the stuff that I've seen him say, he be spitting to me. He be spitting to me. And generally, the people that I see that dislike him and like have comments against him are dumbass motherfuckers. Okay? Part of my language, oops. But it really just be people, their points be stupid. Like I think even really the wokies, okay? The woke liberal people don't like him because he say things that don't go with their agenda, that don't go with the, you know, the same beliefs. So you know how it is nowadays. If you don't believe something somebody else believe, you're evil, you're the enemy, you suck. It's tough. I think even some comic writer, Ta-Nehisi Coates, I think, whatever, this black guy, he wrote like a Captain America comic and like compared that nigga to the Red Skull. You know, the Nazi supervillain. It's just crazy.
In many ways. Is that you? Are you the intellectual hero to these people?
Sure. Why not? You know, people have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. Now, what a terrible thing to do that is.
If you appeal to men that need help, suddenly you're a villain. They do that shit every time.
I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
It's making you emotional to talk about that.
Well, God, you know, it's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. And you get these casual insults, these incels. What does it mean? It's like, well, these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, like, be picky. That's your gift, man. Demand high standards from your men. Fair enough. But all these men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them.
You've been so controlled today.
That you could tell, like, that's real genuine emotion. Like, that nigga's not faking this shit, okay? And I understand how he feel, because really, you know, in these videos I be having fun, I be talking shit, I be, you know what I'm saying, I'm laughing and stuff. But really, like, when you sit and think about it, well, I guess it's kind of hard to, because if you're not a man yourself, if you haven't been through issues that men have, it's going to be kind of hard for you to emphasize, you know what I'm saying? Especially as, like, a woman, because we're in a society, especially if you're, like, we're my age, because we in a society, in a culture, where they don't teach you to think about another person's perspective, let alone a man's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because generally, how we are, naturally, men are givers, women are receivers, okay? So women are used to receiving, to being taken care of, to having people to fall back on, to have a nigga that's gonna take care of them. If they sell some feet pics, they gonna get some bread. Like, you know, they have backup plans. They have people that's gonna take care of them no matter what, generally speaking. So you're not really trained to think from someone else's perspective. Compared to a man, you are trained to think about the women, to learn how to treat women first, women and children first. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying it's a problem. That's natural. You're the man. You know what I'm saying? But it goes hand in hand. You got to be able to have empathy for other people and understand where other people come from. You know what I mean? So that we can all do what we're supposed to do and work together in harmony and have relationships, good lasting relationships, and build with each other. You know what I'm saying? And be good to each other. But in this day and age, that don't happen. You're a man. Ew, you suck. Fuck you. You're ugly. You're fat. You're dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. That's how they talk, bro. That's how they talk. You know what I'm saying? And if you say anything even slightly like that towards women, you're an incel. You hate women. You're a misogynist. Like, bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And yet, in that brief
I say respect everybody, bro. Shit.
moment, you got very emotional. Why?
It's really something to see constantly how many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word. And how easy it is to provide that if you're careful. You know, give credit where credit is due. And to say, you're a net force for good if you want to be.
Do you believe you're a net force for good?
Net, yes. In all the details, probably not. You know, no one's perfect. So.
That's why that's another reason why I fought with Jordan Peterson. Like, if he wrong, he'll say that he wrong. Or if he think that he's wrong, he'll say that he wrong. You know, say, like with me, especially I'll be talking about some of these topics, you know, these controversial topics, you know what I'm saying, these hot button topics that get people mad and angry. I'm never going to present myself as if I know everything, because I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I just know what I see. I know what I feel. I know what I think from what I read, what I observe in real life, in social settings with other people, in conversations, you know what I'm saying? Listen to other people's experiences. I'm never going to prop myself up like I'm the all-knowing top G. like what? Like Angie Tate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that because I'm a human, bro. We're all fallible. I'm not infallible. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I fall short. We all fall short. You know, so when I do blow and I get more people watching me, and let's say in the future if somebody try to tear me down, whatever, like they do to everybody that talks about these things and tells the truth, I don't think I'm perfect, because I'm not. I'm just a man. A mortal man. Everybody who listened to Kendrick Lamar, they understood the reference. If you didn't understand the reference, go listen to Kendrick Lamar.
People make their mistakes as they stumble uphill.
Jordan's been a fascinating interview. Thank you very much.
But it's so funny that we live in a world where every feminist and their girlfriends are talking about men do this, men need to show more emotion. Dude starts crying about how sad and lonely men are, and women are like, you fucking loser.
Okay, see? The title says the internet cheered. I didn't even know about this interview, so I really am curious about the social media reactions. I already know that it was probably vicious. Okay? I know that it was more than likely vicious, because, and he actually Alba started off on a good point. They always talking about men need to be more emotional. Men need to do this. Men need to do that. This nigga showed plenty of emotion. I'm sure they torn it. I hope they show. Okay, they about to show him. Let's see. Let's see. The real reason the left hates Jordan Peterson is he's helping a generation of lost boys become men. Strong men look after themselves, their family, and their community, and are not reliant on the state. This is incredibly damaging to the status agenda. Before I read any further, I would like to focus on something he said. In the middle of his tweet, it says, strong men look after themselves, their family, and the community. Boom. and not rely on the state. Now, if we take a trip back to the 60s, right? Yeah, 60s, 70s, civil rights era afterwards. Whenever the government started pushing more, I think it was the 70s, they started pushing more of like welfare and Section 8 on people, right? How did they destroy the black community? How was one of the ways they destroyed the black community, right? By taking the man out of the picture of the family, right? So now it's just the woman and the children. So destroying the black family, just like they did back in slavery, and making the black woman reliant upon welfare, Section 8 housing. Don't worry. Keep having kids. Take care of your kids. Big daddy government's gonna take care of you. So if they get in that government cheese, what the fuck they need a man for? They just go fuck on anybody and have a kid, and they gonna get paid plus child support too if they do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And look at today. Look at the state of the world today. Look at the baby mama epidemic today. You know what I'm saying? Relying on the state. Take the man out the household. But I have to make that side note. Back to the program. Alright, so this person quotes it and says, telling people that Jordan Peterson is helping you become a man is possibly one of the most embarrassing self-owns one could muster up.
This is what I've always known to be true since I was a young man. All this talk about feminists are for young men.
Man, this guy loves crying. Look at his mood immediately turn when Morgan describes incels as weirdo, loner men. I could watch clips of Jordan Peterson crying all day. Not Jordan Peterson literally crying over the plight of incels. I think that is a plight. You know what I'm saying? Like, involuntary celibate. They're lonely. Some of them grow very hateful. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, they kind of slap the word incel on anybody that doesn't really, like, agree with them. No, to be honest. Yo, you don't like She-Hulk? You're an incel. You know what I mean? So it's like, But there's definitely a plight of lonely people. Men are the highest... They're the highest percentage of people that kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that self-delete. YouTube, whatever. They're the highest percentage of people that self-delete. That end their life. That's not a good thing. That's sad. That's a bad thing. Why are people ending their lives? Just like how 41% of trans people are killing themselves. You want everybody to cry for them and feel for their plight, which is a plight. Why are you ending your life? You know what I'm saying? And this comes from someone who's dealt with suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean? But, the internet social media has kind of built a culture of you can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter if you're making fun of people or... Like, you don't have to care. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to care about how people feel. At least in the terms of, like, when it really matters. You know what I'm saying? Like this is somebody needs help, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I swear to God.
It's a cat.
I swear to God.
Why would you need...
Does Jordan Peterson take estrogen? I just can't imagine someone who purports to have so much testosterone crying this often, scientifically. Estrogen makes you cry? Oh, she's trying to be funny. She's trying to be snarky. Yeah, because nigga crying. These people, that's not a real person. That's like a stan account. Like, look at the avatar image, bro. If your profile picture is not you, you're not a real person to me. You're a bot. You're a drone. You're Agent Smith. Okay? You're part of the machine. The Matrix. What did
Why would you need men's rights activists? You guys are seeing it right now.
I swear to God,
You're seeing it right.
They hate men's rights activists, boy. On Reddit, there's a men's rights sub, and certain subreddits, like certain subreddits have bots where if you join another sub or like certain subs, you'll get banned. So like if you like, there's one called Female Dating Strategy, which is pretty much like the toxic female incel, femcel, a toxic femcel subreddit, and if you join men's rights, you're automatically banned. It's funny. I didn't know that until like today. Crazy shit. What's this? The only thing that keeps me going every day is the knowledge that Jordan Peterson is going to put out another strange video of him crying about a weird verse in the Bible or about how young men are oppressed by blue jeans or something. What the fuck are you talking about?
Wanting to be more vulnerable and seeing feelings. I swear to God.
If I had to choose between food, water, and videos of Jordan Peterson crying, I'd probably starve.
Y'all don't really want it.
No.
Y'all don't really want it because time to time.
No.
Whenever that happens, y'all weaponize that bitch. Yeah. Trust. Y'all weaponize that bitch. Sorry, keep on going.
So what are your thoughts?
Shit like this is like, what do you even say? Like, it's not even a surprise no more. They don't care about you. They don't care about what happens to you. The only time they care is if you fit their agenda, if you fit their opinion, if you don't go against them, if you agree with them. That's when they care about you. If you don't agree with them, it's fuck you, go die. That's really what it is, bro.
In order to understand certain things, you have to be able to listen. So a lot of things coming to mind, and I don't really know what to understand. Like, I don't really know where to begin. But I'm gonna say this: you have to be able to understand, and you have to be able to listen, which is not what we're doing right now. And I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about society in general. It's funny whenever we ask and we talk about. We always talk about tolerance. We always talk about tolerance, and people need to be tolerant. We need to be tolerant. But the people that are talking to the people that they deem not tolerant are not being tolerant themselves. So you're becoming the thing that you're pointing your finger at without even noticing. You got to be tolerant. I can't tolerate that. You shouldn't be. Why does he even have a platform? So if I want to tackle some shit that I don't understand, or that's wrong, we need to have a discussion about it to understand where it's from. Maybe there's something in there. I don't know. Maybe there's something in there, something that we're missing. Whenever we talk about burning the witch.
Hey, real quick, look at Alba's face. What is he doing? Niggas talking about some. I don't know. Go back and look. I'm not rewinding it. You can rewind it. You got your hands on the mouse. Go back and look, bro.
You know the era where we used to burn the witch? That era never really stopped. The type of witch we was burning changed. So, see him cry like that, I can understand, because it's like you really, those people that hurt you, you really want to hurt them. So you try to compare them to the worst thing possible just to get at them. You couldn't get at them intellectually, so you're going to get at them with name calling and shit. And being called like a fascist and this and that when you're just trying to comprehend. And in order to comprehend, you're going to have to break some... comprehend. In order to comprehend and to eat the omelet of knowledge, you're going to need to break those eggshells. And it's gonna come.
That's a good analogy. Okay, preach. That's the
problems with shit. You're gonna have the courage to break that shell. And in doing all that, because you're just trying to comprehend, you're being called all those kinds of names and stuff like that. I can understand. Sometimes, even in my own community, I can't. Sometimes I shut the fuck up. I shut up about, but guys, let's just think about. That person kind of has a point because, oh my God, you Uncle Tom, you this and that. You can't even talk. You can't even have a discourse. And I understand why people don't let you talk. They're hurt. They're hurt, so they can't. It's all fucking trauma that's talking. At the same time that I understand that there's trauma, but I also understand that it's not working. You can't talk to someone like that. You cannot talk with someone that has trauma like that. Leave it alone. At some point you shut down. Or if you keep on talking because you're trying to do the right thing, it's gonna hurt you. Your big ass armor that you have is going to lose its efficiency at some point. So I understand where he's from. I understand why he's crying. I understand all of that. You know, we've lost this conversation. I don't even think that we ever had it, but we lost this conversation that we in the society. The key thing to understand each other, and a conversation not to prove a point or to win an argument, but just to understand each other. I can disagree with you and just still understand where you're coming from.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to see what else he's saying. Cause it look like Jordan Peterson said something else.
That was very interesting for me. He said something there that I thought was interesting when posed the question of being the king of incels.
I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
And it's weird. But
Speak on it.
you know, even the title involuntary celibate, meaning like, I don't want this, but it is where I'm at. They really do feel helpless. Now, we can argue that it's of their own decisions. You can argue for some folks it's a choice or they're making bad decisions. Oh, you can make a lot of those arguments. But I'm just telling you what they think in their own head. They think they are a victim of circumstances. And whether you believe that or not, what is true is that they are suffering. Now, how they manifest that suffering, be it in terms of insane rhetoric against women or whatever it might be, that is not something we should accept. But there should be a certain level of sympathy.
Right, like, obviously, bro, we not going for them crazy niggas that be online talking crazy, like the motherfuckers that be on 4chan or 8chan that, like, you know, be saying sexist and racist boogaloo every chance they get. Like, I've seen them. Like, people be saying some crazy stuff. So obviously, I'm not saying we have to accept those comments, those views that's openly hateful. We're not talking about that. We're talking about people that are suffering. Excuse me. People that go against the mainstream.
For understanding that these are just tremendously lonely individuals who are suffering. I don't look at women who are approaching the age of 40 crying because they can't find somebody and then think, well, good. I think that's incredibly sad.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Every time when you flip it, it's suddenly you feel it in you. Because even with me, you feel like, oh damn, yeah, I wouldn't do that. If it was a girl, yeah, hell nah. But then you flip it, it's a guy, you don't care. You don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, bro. Shit crazy, man.
I think that's incredibly sad. When you got these moms crying that they still need to lean on their parents in the ages of 40 because, like, they haven't made it, I don't think that's great. No, that's sad. And if people want to work with these people to help them make better choices or to help them understand these things better, I'm all for it. At the end of the day, irrespective of whether or not their decisions got them to where they're at or not, what is true, okay, is for what's good.
A bunch of 40-year-old single women be watching The View. Be watching the bro, I can't even tell the rest of them dumbass shows, but you know what I'm talking about. Them talk shows that play in the morning on network television that the hosts are always women or a panel full of women. And their audience be 40-something-year-old single women. Now, that's not a fact based on data. That's just coming off the top of my head based off the hosts and what they be talking about. And no one bats an eye but talk to men and try to help them to get them into better positions. And all of a sudden, everybody goes crazy. This is real funny, bro. It's real funny. Because all these people do is talk about how to make yourself better. Better than where you are. Because where you are right now is not good. And you're a villain for that. You're evil. I know once my channel starts getting bigger and I keep talking about these topics, they're going to come at me with the same energy. And all I'm saying is to do better. Look at yourself and do better. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So why is it so bad to tell people to do better? That shit really pisses me off. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is not an act. I'm not playing a character. I'm being for real. I talk about this with people all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is really crazy. Especially when you have your eyes open. When you're actually woke. Like real woke. Before the meaning of woke turn to something else. And you see what goes on around in the world and how people are. And how people are becoming. You would automatically go for it. Like, bro, like, okay, we just trying to help people, boom. You know, you might not agree with everything, but it's still going to put them on that right track. Even with people like Andrew Tate, I don't agree with him with everything. You know what I'm saying? But he's still, the things he's saying are still helpful for lost men. It is what it is. Kevin Samuels is a big one. Nigga, I pretty much agree with almost everything Kevin Samuels said. I think only like one time or two times he said something, I was like, yeah, I ain't feeling that one. But, you know, as a man, I feel like as a man, you shouldn't agree with everything. I feel like as a man, you shouldn't agree with 100% of what anybody says. Because you got to think for yourself no matter what. You know what I'm saying? There's always a fine line, okay? Let them finish talking. I'm going on a tangent.
For society as a whole, if we can change people's mindset to some degree, if we can make people make better choices in life, that's good for everyone. Because guess what? Disaffected, lonely people are not good for society as a whole. Because those are the people that you can radicalize.
Yes.
Those are the people that you can turn violent. Okay? People ask me like why Jordan Peterson became popular, and it was really that one line that everyone started repeating everywhere. Remember that line? Clean your room.
Clean your room before you try to change the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why did men grab?
Damn. Hey, tell me in the comments below if your room is clean. I mean, that's kind of clean. I'm not gonna show y'all.
Gravitate towards that message so much.
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are going to point out the fingers while 3 fingers are pointing back at them.
It's because a lot of men need to be told to take responsibility for their lives. People ask me like prescriptively, what would you tell young men to do today? Should they go to college? Should they start their own business? I'm like, take some responsibility in life. Move out, get your own apartment, start paying your own bills, get a job, start taking care of your community service, start doing shit. Take on responsibility. Men need to hear that. Because more and more men are checking out. More and more. Checking out of schools, checking out of diplomas, checking out of the dating market.
I think there's a stat that's like, I think there's more women going into school than men now. I think that stat was like from like a year ago or something. I think even they made a video talking about it.
Oh, promise you this. In 20 years, you're going to see those big effects. I think the polarization will continue. And I think those who claim to be for the disenfranchised aren't willing to admit that young men are the disenfranchised in a lot of ways, and they don't care to. Just the other day, when he talked to me, she was like, you know what I just learned recently? I was like, what? She's like, apparently dudes kill themselves a lot. I was like, yeah,
people like that is why I make these videos, bro. That's why I talk about this stuff.
We do it.
The manosphere, red pill, these don't exist for no reason.
Way more after
recently,
this happened last week, this conversation. So, they don't know. Most of them don't care. And they pretend they do because it's the right thing to say from a PR standpoint. None of their policies, none of the stuff that they support, or even the rhetoric online indicates that. The amount of women who say like, oh yeah, I care. Men are trash right afterwards. Oh yes. Best believe I heard of that. Yeah. Oh, I care about men. Then why is it that the pinned post on your Twitter page is men are trash?
And it's fine, and it's actually fine that you don't care about everything. It's fine. It's fine because, boo-boo, you got your own shit to worry about. But if you got your own shit up to worry about, and it's fine that you don't care, let other people care. And that's the reason why there's some things like that happening. Because some of y'all really don't care. The problem is that some of y'all don't care and claim that you do when you really don't.
I also think that the term incel, like, I don't even know if people know what it means. Because I've been called an incel. I'm like, bitch, how am I an incel when I'm inside a bitch right now?
You've been called everything.
That was funny. Nigga said, how am I incel when I'm in a bitch right now? That's funny. I'm in some pussy.
Well,
you think that women's standards are too high.
That don't mean that. Well, I told you that already. Yeah. The minute there's a word, that shit is like the new invention since paprika. They fucking sprinkled that shit like it was some Jamaican seasoning. Like they just sprinkled that new word. You're that. We've been called everything in the same sentence. Opposites.
Oh God, bro.
Anything else?
Nah.
But yeah, man. I mean, he said it. As soon as there's a word, they're gonna run that bit to the ground. listen, they don't care about you. A lot of them will pretend that they care about you, even though they really don't. So all I can say is, use your spirit of discernment. Call upon the spirit of discernment that comes from the Lord to open your eyes and see who exactly is speaking truth. Who exactly is speaking from within. Who exactly has your best intentions at heart when they open their mouth. When they open a jar. That's mouth in Creole. Okay? Because there's a lot of fakers out here, and there's a lot of people that hate you, and they hate your guts, really. So keep your eyes open and do your best to make the most out of yourself. We only have one life. We only have one life. You know what I'm saying? No do-overs. Once you gone, you gone. All that's left is your name and whatever you created. So when you're gone, what are you going to leave behind? Nothing? A nobody? Someone that nobody remembers except for maybe your parents? Or are you going to change yourself, make yourself better, and leave an impact on you and the people around you? Your community. The world, maybe. Not everybody can be Superman. But you can be Superman to somebody. Ooh, hold on. Let me say it one more time. Not everybody can be Superman. But everybody can be Superman to somebody. Hey! I came up with that right about, man. Put that on Twitter, man. You feel me?